I'm Melanie Barr. Welcome back to the She Built It podcast, your go-to place to empower you to live the life and business that you crave. I'm here to talk about everything from having the courage to make life and career leaps to the details of how to lead effectively, create successful teams, implement strategies for growth, and infuse tech innovation. I'm here to celebrate your wins and navigate through your challenges. I live in the city now, but I grew up in a town of 1,000 people. I've navigated major life leaps, a senior level corporate career, worked in professional sports, and now as a successful entrepreneur who loves business, technology, family, and making meaningful connections with you and the She Built It community. I also love a good workout and dose of self-care. Magic happens when we focus on the part of ourselves and our business that brings us joy. So turn up the audio, open your favorite notes app, grab your favorite drink, and here we go. Thank you for joining me on the She Built It podcast. Today we're talking about how you can host interviews that leave your audience wanting more. You've booked an amazing guest, you hit record, you go through the questions, you wrap it up, and when it's over, it's okay. Your content is good, the guest was great, but it didn't feel memorable. It didn't have that spark, that one thing that makes you sit and stare, or send a DM saying, I needed to hear that. Great interviews aren't about having a perfectly prepared list of questions. They're about creating real, honest, human moments where listeners like you feel like they're a part of it. It's not about sounding like a media pro. It's about showing up as someone who genuinely wants to know what's behind the story. Early on in the She Built It podcast, I used to script my interviews very tightly. I wanted everything to sound polished and professional. I had my intro, my list of 10 solid questions, and I stuck to it. And that's okay if you have specific questions that you want to ask. But one day I was interviewing a guest whose story was much deeper than I expected. You could hear the emotion in her voice. There was a pause, a moment of sincere vulnerability. And instead of jumping to the next question, I followed the moment. I asked, what was going through your mind when that happened? She paused and opened up in a way that sent chills. It became the heart of the episode and the part I ended up getting the most messages about after. This was when I learned that a podcast interview isn't about being perfect. It's about listening and being present. There was another guest, an incredible business owner who seemed polished and unstoppable on the surface. We were talking through her journey when something told me to move off script again. When I asked her, was there ever a time that you thought about quitting? Her whole energy shifted. She exhaled. And then she told me a story about a moment when she was really struggling and almost gave up on and lost her very successful business. It was raw, real, and so relatable. And after that episode aired, I had women messaging me saying, that's exactly how I had felt, but no one ever said it out loud. That moment happened because I followed the emotion, not the outline. What can you do to leave your audience feeling seen and wanting more? Do your homework, but stay flexible. Know who you're interviewing, but don't box them into questions and topics. Ask questions that go beyond the surface, like, what did you feel in that moment? Or, what would you tell yourself then, knowing what you know now? Leave space. A pause isn't awkward. It's powerful. Give your guest the room to reflect. Let their truths land. You don't need expert equipment. You don't need to sound like NPR. You just need to be curious, open, and committed to serving your listeners like you. The best interviews are a mix of preparation and presence. And when your guest feels seen, you and your audience feel something too. If you're ready to refine your interview style and you want help building a podcast that reflects your voice, your values, and your brand, I'd love to support you. As She Built It Media, we partner with business owners like you, founders and leaders, to help them launch and grow a podcast that's not just professional, but powerful. One that amplifies your message, builds real connection, and supports the business you're working so hard to grow. Because your voice deserves to be heard and your story is the key to unlocking a deeper impact. Let's build something meaningful together. Thank you for joining us today. I'd love to hear from you. Reach out to me at hello@shebuiltit.com, on our She Built It website, or at She Built It on social. Thank you to my editor, Rich Streffolino, who always makes us sound good. Until next time, let nothing stop you from experiencing the life and business that you crave.